All right, everybody. Well, we are going to continue our first kind of basic instruction and basic strategy of how to play the game Slay the Spire. We first began going through Act 1 of an Ironclad, the character I'm playing as, run. The first section is on the channel and is also on my YouTube channel. If you are just joining now and need to go back, and I'm not going to go back over all of the rules and things that we talked about before. We're going to continue on through this stream, hopefully not covering too much ground again, and just kind of explaining new things as they come up. We'll play through this run till conclusion, and then we'll see where we go from there. Thanks for joining. Okay. All right. Act 2. So let's see what we got. I think we want to hit that burning elite if possible. Hopefully we'll be in a good enough position by the time we get there to really handle him. As I stated before, I'm not going to explain as much. I'm just going to play through quickly, more explaining things that are new as they crop up, or if I'm asked questions in the chat, then I will be covering that in here. Otherwise, I'm just going to kind of play fairly quickly. So I believe that's the first time I've been hit with this debuff, the Hex, which basically just means whenever I play a card that is not an attack card, he adds one dazed card into my draw pile, and a dazed card is just an unplayable dead weight card that will be with me through the remainder of this combat. Which unfortunately, since I have gone with a fairly heavy defense deck, it is a little bit difficult to avoid getting hexed, because most of my cards are not necessarily direct attack cards in the early phase, which is just one of the things you gotta deal with when you focus super heavily in one strat. Sometimes the RNG just does not play in your favor, depending on what type of enemies you run into. Give me just 1 second. I forgot to tweet out that I was playing. There we go. Okay. It is working fairly well though so far. He's not hitting us hard enough that it is completely crippling. Okay, so he's about to hit me for 24, and I cannot kill him this turn. So I'm going to need to at least do a bit. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll take a little bit of... Actually, no, I forgot about that. So we will be fine. Well, that worked out. What was it that did that? Oh, Metallicized. I forgot we played that. Yep. Oh man, he took me down to 1 though. It's unfortunate. And I cannot recall if I went over this before, so sorry if this is repeating myself, but the reason those cards are turning into a smoke and vanishing is because they are what they call ethereal, which as you can see means that when my hand is discarded, they are removed from the game instead of going to my discard pile. So that's why they're doing that, which is a nice thing. Like they suck in the time that I get them, but they are not with me perpetually, so I don't have to worry about it too badly. Okay, if we Juggernaut... Oh, I wish we didn't have this card. Not a real good way of avoiding the damage on this turn, unfortunately. Unfortunately, we haven't really got to use Barricade too much. I invested in it, but we've only been able to match the amount of damage he's going to deal, unfortunately. Well, we got through without taking too much damage. I would have liked to have taken a lot less, but as I stated earlier, he was a character almost directly engineered to combat this strategy, so it's really unavoidable. This guy shouldn't be too bad. It might be a little bit of turtling up on both ends, but he won't be hitting me with a lot of debuff cards, so I should actually be able to deal a little bit more damage on a turn-by-turn basis. So, and this is an interesting thing. So this, the ethereal here, if this card is in my hand at the end of my turn, it is exhausted. So Carnage is a card you need to play or you lose it. If I play it, it'll go to my discard pile, which is interesting. Not a lot of cards force you to do something like that. But it's also a lot of damage for a low cost, so they have to do something to make it to where it could possibly hamper you a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, let's do that. We'll mitigate almost all the damage. I'm hoping to not take very much this round, so we can use this as kind of an eco round to get some of our health back. We got 4, so we can Juggernaut, we can Shrug, and then defend. At least hit him for, a little over 10 damage and mitigated all of his damage. Kept 5 over. Man, I wish this card was upgraded. Yeah, if we make this one to 28, see, it puts him at 8. I think it's worth burning the potion just so we can actually get some health back. Kind of a heavy investment, unfortunately, but sometimes you gotta do it. Just like all things, potions are resources, health is a resource. Looking at this lane, I'm not going to get a whole lot of opportunities to get health before we get to that flaming boss. Now, obviously, I have a last-ditch point there. I can go left and go away from him if we are just not in a position to take on like a super elite. But obviously, that's not the end game. I would like to take him on because we would get some real good loot off of him. But we will see what happens when we get there. Remove a card. I think we'll go ahead and get rid of another strike. Since we're not going with a like a power strike deck, another one of Ironclad's strats will probably go into my deep dive series at some point. He has one that thrives off of literally having cards that have the word strike in the title. When you have that deck rolling, you really don't want to get rid of very many of your strikes. You want to get rid of most of your defends, because that deck is engineered to just having as many cards with the word strike show up each hand. It's a very, very unique and interesting strategy. Pretty fun. Go ahead and ditch that. We'll have to play this one just so we can use this. So these are an interesting, when you get a combo of unique characters, kind of depends on your strategy what you should do to go for first. I generally, the way I run with Ironclad, will go after the Mystic first. Now, the Centurion is annoying, and he does a lot of shielding, but this guy will just basically perpetually buff / heal both of them. So, you know, I could go after the Centurion, but he's got so much health, and if the Mystic is just healing him constantly, it's just almost impossible. Plus, the Centurion will keep adding armor to the Mystic the longer the Mystic is alive, and it just makes it harder to get to him. So it's really better just to hit him hard, get him down as fast as you can, and then you can focus your efforts on getting past the armoring of the Centurion. Okay. Man, that's a lot of investment. I think if we barricade, we defend, we do the plate armor, which is a new thing, that will, at the end of every turn, will add the amount of plates you have. So currently 4 will add 4 armor. Every time you take damage past your armor, your plate armor decreases by 1. So which will happen this turn. You know, I'm not going to have quite enough, so he's going to surpass my armor and hit me. When he does that, my plate armor will reduce to 3, and then each turn I'll gain 3 until it happens again. Almost got through the armor. Not quite. Ooh, this is, I mean, we're building a pretty good long game, but definitely taking some damage up front, unfortunately. I think really here pretty quick we'll be able to take them out. Let's go ahead and do this. Okay. So this is going to be a defensive round, so I don't need to focus on block as much. So if we metallicize, go ahead and get that power rolling. We drop this guy. That'll set us up nicely for focusing down the Centurion. Or probably the next... it'll probably take me 3 turns to get him down. So we can block all of that, hit him for 14. Yeah, since he's not adding more armor, it's possible I could get him in 1 to 2 more. Oh, he's doing another damage. Ooh, and I got 2 clashes. Okay, well, let's see what we can get going here. This could be good. Oh, crap. I forgot about this. So I can't use that other strike. But I think we can get him. Yes! That turned out really well. That's the beauty of running a defense clash strategy, is the clash doesn't cost anything, and so it plays off of you focusing on burning all of your defensive cards to then go into bolstering your defense. The only drawback with it, really, is when you run into a person that is adding things like, you know, toxin like slime or dazed or burns into your deck, because then clash is almost impossible to play. And so it really makes damage dealing a bit more difficult. I think we should go ahead and add some more free damage into our deck, being that we have to focus so much of our actual currency expenditure currently on defense. Yeah, I really shouldn't have used that Seeing Red. I don't know what I was thinking. Since they exhaust, that was a bit of a waste. So this guy is horrible. I think we might have fought one of them before, but when they do confusion and it makes it to where all of your cards cost randomize, you know, this card's usually free, now it's 2. You know, it can be great and it can be a real big pain in the butt. We definitely got some free damage out of it, so that's great. Wish I had one more. Well, no, I wouldn't be able to play that anyway, so. I guess we'll just go ahead and mitigate some of that damage. So Shrug's free. Clash is free, but I'm not going to be able to play it. So we're already blocking all of his damage. That would be 5, that would be 6, so let's body slam and anger. Ooh, bash is free. Nice. Ooh, barricade only costs 1. Okay, that worked a little bit in our favor. Unfortunately, I can't stop any of this damage because of this, which is going to really hurt. But that is the way the cookie crumbles. So I need to get as much defense up as possible. Not going to get to play that clash. Problem in running into somebody like this is it's not playing well into that strategy we were talking earlier of really focusing on that elite enemy coming up. I just don't know if we're going to be able to heal enough through standard play to get there, but we'll see. So we bash, and then so 8 damage, 6 damage, 14 damage. He's just chipping away at me. I've only been able to block about half of his attack each time. It's no bueno. Ay, ay, ay. This is real bad. I could block 5. 5 and 6. I don't really want to add another cost 2. Doesn't feel good, guys. Doesn't feel good. That felt pretty hamstrung by the cost. So we could get, let's go ahead and do the 14. I'm not going to be able to play that. So I guess we'll augment and block. So we can get him this turn, but that round real hurt. Really hurt, so I don't know. I don't think we need more of that. I don't want the deck to get too bloated with cards that only, make it to where I can play more cards. If I draw too many of them at one time, then we're in trouble. First, let's see. Whenever you enter a shop, heal 15. Cards which exhaust will instead have a 50% chance of being discarded. 20% of your max HP. Definitely need to get, if we're going to have any chance of going up against that boss, we need to have all the health that we can get. Free block sounds pretty good. All right. These guys are not fun. See what we get. Okay. I think we might be able to make something happen here. Yeah, that was pretty good damage. If we could get another turn half as good as that, we can go ahead and end it. Okay, let's see how much we can get. Oh, beautiful. Well, that worked out perfectly. Should never pass up, I don't care what your strategy is, on an upgraded headbutt, because those things are awesome. 10, so I'm going to take 15. I think we should hold off on the barricade. Oh, sweet. Let's just do that. We'll do barricade for free. That will be quite beneficial. Okay, 15. I hate to burn through both of those, but it might be worth it. So let's go ahead and get that clash back. I don't think we've run into these guys before. So then they have that flight ability, which dramatically reduces the amount of damage they take when they're in the air. And usually it has a 3 on it. That means that if you can hit them with 3 different damages in one turn, they fall to the ground. And then it takes them 2 turns to get back to the air. They are a lot less powerful, and they receive full damage when they're on the ground. So if you ever get the opportunity to hit them 3 times, you should take it. Yeah, it'll pay off. Or no, this is an attack. Okay, so we can Carnage and Clash. Yeah, let's go for getting rid of this. Oh, it's going to be 1 short. Dang. Yeah, still worth it. Well, we made it through that one without taking too much. Ooh, man, that's a good card. It's a little late in the game, though. It still might be worth it. So that's a really interesting card. It can be great, in particular, early game, Act 1, because you have a lot of characters with a lot lower health. And so, obviously, if you deal a fatal blow with this card, it actually permanently increases your max HP, which is amazing. I've had runs where I have gotten my max HP close to like 130 because I got 2 of those in the first act and was just farming up max HP, which can be huge by the time you get later into the game. You know, because like I said, health is a resource, and when you have almost double your base health in the game, you don't have to sweat as much receiving a little bit of damage to be able to dish out a ton, because you are way more padded than usual. I don't know if we'll be able to get to that, but you know, if we could even use it once or twice, it'll still be worth it. Negate the next 2 curses. Okay, the question is, do we go for it? I don't think we should. I almost assuredly will not survive going into an elite combat with a third of my health. Like I said earlier, if anybody is, watching and has any questions about anything going on, feel free to put it in the chat. We'll talk about it. Okay, so we are in a good position. So 10. This guy's already at 17. Let's see if we can draw. Oh man, so close. I don't think I have a way of hitting him for more damage. That is unfortunate. Oh, did that hit him? Oh, dang it. I forgot about that card. Well, I wouldn't have been able to do it anyway. So I'm going to say we're going to save this feed, and hopefully, because my deck is still a bit small, maybe we'll get it back before he dies. It's just kind of hard to time, with a window of 10, getting somebody down there without killing them. So let's Juggernaut. Put it back to 2. I think we need to defend. Hopefully that feed card rolls back around this next turn. Nope. Now comes the decisions. Do we kill him to get rid of that 12 damage? Probably, and hope that we can just get one of these other two in the 10 window without killing him. I think that is probably the safest bet. We can guarantee we'll get it next turn. So I can bring this guy to 9. And then almost kill this one. I'd almost rather kill one to... Well, actually, I really need to, because they are going to hit me for more than I have health. So let's go ahead and get rid of this guy. And then I just need feed and any form of damage that's lower than 14. And we got it. So we can hit him with a 6, hit him with feed, increased our max HP by 3. We've got to do some serious healing soon, or we're not going to make it regardless, but... Okay, Warcry. Finally, we've gotten one. Last time I did a run where I was running this strat, I had 4 of them in my deck, because they are invaluable at making it to where you can play clashes and things like that, because you can draw a card and then pick one to discard, and it could be one that was already in your hand. So that's a great way of getting rid of those unplayable cards that muddy things up. Alright, we're gonna have to heal again for sure. Thankfully we've got another one coming up. Hopefully this is not a painful... Oh man, I was really hoping for something easy. Oh, will they actually leave me alone? I might do that just because we need health. Right now I don't care about money. It wasn't that much anyway. Yeah, we're approaching a very difficult boss fight. And I don't want to go into that boss fight with, half of my max health. That would be quite brutal. I hate to do that, but we really need to to focus on block. I go ahead and get some dexterity. So we can get a 7. Do 28, 14. Well, that worked out really well. Getting rid of that guy in one turn is really sweet. And blocking all of the Centurion's damage. Okay, just gonna do 18. I can generate 10, so I can generate 17. And hit him with 2 strikes. Let's do that. Okay, let's see what we got. Definitely want to do that. Block. Let's get that Carnage rolled back around. Should be able to, with that Carnage card, drop him. So, oh, dang. Man, if I had any other card. Seven, 10, 10, that'd be 5. Oh man, it might be worth trying to time out getting another feed. It's a little risky. I don't think it's worth it now. That's going to be too much damage. It was worth a shot. I was hoping with a shuffle, you know, with a small enough deck, maybe we'd get it again, but can't win them all. Guild damage can be upgraded any number of times. That is a great card, and I do have 2 augments in my deck, or just one. One. That's a better card when you have multiple, because you could potentially upgrade it, you know, a few times even in one combat. $14 damage. This and strength effects this card 5 times. I don't really have a whole lot of cards that increase my strength currently, if I have any. They're easy to get, but I'm afraid our deck is going to get too big. I think we just got to pass on them. Painful. Those are good cards. I think we got to make this card cheaper. It's just killing me, taking so much currency each turn, or each combat. This guy's a rough customer though, so we'll see. Block for free. think we're going to go ahead and do this. Now that we got barricade, we gotta try and, oh, forgot. Yep. We gotta try and stockpile as much block as we can, because this guy starts hitting real hard after a little while. And unfortunately, my strategy I've got going here is not built for dropping people really quickly. Oh, I forgot I can't draw any more cards. That's cool. I wonder how inaccurate it is. Definitely keep those seeing reds. No need to burn them now. 24. Yeah, there's just no need to hit him for so little damage. Might as well just bolster defense. Juggernaut. So unlikely that we'll get there, but we'll do it. Okay. Let's see. So I could Carnage. Headbutt. Bring that one back. That. We can hit him with both of these, which is great. We're really dealing some pretty good damage for how this deck is built. Just see if we can survive long enough. Augment that. moved up by 6. 16 twice. Okay. $33. Ooh. This, I might be able to get there. Let's see. Okay, no. So, he's gonna kill me, but I have my potion, which will bring me back at 30%. It's unfortunate that it had to be used on this boss and not the last one, but... Shrug. Gain 1 extra. Make that card free. I guess that was kind of unnecessary. I forgot his health was so low. This card would be good if I was running that, but I'm not. Corruption. The likelihood of me being able to play with these many powers is just so unlikely. So, having Juggernaut and Barricade already. Gain 1. Can no longer obtain potions. Gain 1. Start of your turn, or start of combat, shuffle 2 wounds. Can no longer play more than 6 cards. You so rarely do that with Ironclad anyway, so I think that's okay. I would never take that relic if I was playing as the Silent, because at least the way I play that deck, I'm always playing like 10 cards plus on each turn. So that would be real bad. Alright, let's try and go for this super elite again. Let's see if we can get there with enough health this time. Barricade. Carnage. Dang it. That was unfortunate. man. This burn is really in the way. Could have easily killed him if it wasn't for that. No. Nope, nope, nope. Not taking any of those. Okay. So if we hit him, that... We'll keep the 1 in case we draw a feed next turn. But I'd rather not get 2 debuffs, if possible. There we go. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way. Do this, play this one for free. Truly gain 2. That will, yeah, that'll be good. This way, we can hit him past his thorns without having to take a bunch of damage, since I hit him indirectly every time I gain block. But that's only, what has he got? He's got 9. I've got plenty of shield. Yeah. Ooh, a full augment. Oh man, but a flame barrier. Oh man, that is an actual really hard choice. I think we gotta go with this. Okay, that way we can Juggernaut. Okay, we can upgrade everything. Oh man. Oh, one of the only times I had a huge chain, and I've got that collar that stops me from playing more than 6 cards. End of your turn, take 10 damage. Oy, I didn't see that. Man, I don't know if we're going to get to that guy with enough health again. This has been pretty rough. Oh, that was dumb. Oh well, got it anyway. Upgraded anger. We'll hit one fire before we get to him. Depending on how this fight goes, this will determine which direction we go after. Okay, so he's got the explosive. Gotta get rid of him, quick. Oh man, so close. I'm not going to be able to deal any more damage. Oh wait. Oh, it's random though. Let's go ahead and check. Oh, yes, it hit him. Perfect. I don't... Let's check. Nope, hit the wrong guy. Okay. Nothing I could do about that, unfortunately. Oh my goodness. No feed. That is very unfortunate. We'll do this. Increase the chance that we get Oh, dang. I forgot about that. I was really hoping to get feed. Oh well. Seven damage to all. Apply one vulnerable. I think we'll go with another war cry. We're just gonna go for it. You know, if we die, we die. But this guy is nuts. He's a very unique fight. So we'll go ahead and take a second to explain him. So he deals a ton of damage almost every turn. But he does an interesting thing. He will only live for 5 turns, so it's not about killing his HP. The main reason you need to deal damage to him is that every HP he loses decreases his attack. So the more I hit him, the less he's going to hit me, basically. So he's doing 30 right now. So let's go ahead and augment everything. So if I hit him for 10, it drops it to 20. So I think we'll just go ahead and, you know, take the hit, but just get ourselves as close, you know, as we could, without burning a bunch of valuable things. So he's same thing. He's planning on doing 40. Thankfully, he's vulnerable, so to make it a little easier in getting that number down, you know, I mean, I can drop it to, you know, 10 right now, which will be very helpful. We'll go ahead and do this. Yeah, not super beneficial. We'll go ahead and shrug and then metallicize, and then we should be good. So we'll go ahead and do that, get that Juggernaut, deal a little bit of damage. It's still too high, so it might be worth burning this potion. And go ahead and grab Carnage again. Bring that damage all the way down. Buy us at least one more turn. So he dies in 3 turns. So we just gotta hold out. Okay, so if we barricade, we'll be able to use this. We can... Yeah. Oh. Oh no. What did I do? I made him... Oh, man, I forgot about this relic again. Again, it's a rare situation usually with the Ironclad the way I play him. This does not happen where I can play this many cards. So in the end, that may have been a poor choice of relic, unfortunately. But I mean, we will survive one more, but I am really gonna have to hit him hard, or we're in trouble. Better burn it. Give us every chance we got. It's not enough. I'm out of things I can do, unfortunately. This was the last turn. We just need to survive one more. That was a good run. Hopefully that gives you guys a picture of kind of the way the runs work. hopefully I've answered enough questions to get you started and see if it is something that you would be interested in. It is one of my favorite games of all time, but I love tabletop games. I love deck builders, and so it plays right into that. Especially during, this was, recorded, during quarantine, and so it's been a lot more difficult to get any kind of gaming in with friends and stuff. So this is a great option for playing solo, but getting a similar feel at least. And then this is the last aspect I wanted to show everybody. So this is where the roguelite continues, in that each run, whether you live, you die, the things that you do contribute to a score that then gives you XP. When you level up, you will actually unlock more cards to give you better options as you continue to go. So, if in the early phases of the game it feels brutally hard and you're like, how in the world would I ever beat this? It is possible given the right RNG, but it definitely can get easier as you play more and level up more, because you will start getting some, I don't want to necessarily say more powerful cards, because I don't know if they're necessarily more powerful, but it just gives you more options, and so you might find some things that jive with each other a bit better, or at least fit into your particular strategy type. There are a lot of different strategies, but some people's minds just don't think about that way, of playing as easily. And so it's great to settle into something that you're comfortable with. The Ironclad, he has, I don't know, he's got quite a few, 4 to 5 core strategies you can run. The three that come to mind that are really easy to go off right now, kind of the one I was running, although I didn't run it to perfection, I just really didn't get all the cards that I needed, was basically the turtle, where you get barricade, you get a ton of block, and you get like a bunch of body slams and things like that, to where you can be, for 4 or 5 turns, stockpiling block, and then you start body slamming or things like that and dealing a ton of damage. As I mentioned earlier, there's a strike heavy, where there's a card that deals more damage depending on how many cards you have in your hand named strike. And so, there are 4 or 5 cards that you really want to focus on getting a few of, because they all have the word strike in them in the header, and so that will build that up, and you can get to where those perfected strike or whatever it's called card, you can get that to where it's dealing tons of damage each time, and it only costs 2. And so if you get to where you get 4 energy in a turn, those things cost 2, you could be dealing, upwards of 80 damage in 1 turn, easy. So it's kind of a glass cannon strategy, because the only way it really works is that you cull out all of your defense, and you just go, we're dropping these guys as fast as possible. And that's the only way that works. The other one is it's kind of an in-between. It's similar to the turtle strategy in that it takes a few turns to settle in, but it definitely goes the complete opposite, where it's just damage to 11, where, so you go demon form, you get flex, you get inflamed, you get anything that's going to build strength, and then you spend a few turns getting your strength, limit break, that card we passed on earlier. If you're going with that strat that doubles your strength, I mean, you can get to where your cards are dealing ridiculous amounts of damage. Especially if you get that heavy blow, that, the upgraded one we saw. It's a 2 energy, does 14 damage, but is affected by strength 5 times. So if you get your strength up to 5, up to 10, which is fairly easy to do with that strategy, you are increasing that card's damage by 50. So you can be dealing 64 damage with that one card, let alone the fact that your strength is 10, and so all of your cards are increased by 10. So Ironclad is a bit straightforward with his strategy, but he's really fun. I will probably be doing a series going on, getting into each character and their slight differences. More from the basics, just do a quick run, talk about what makes this character unique. Now that we've gone through Ironclad, and then after that, we might, if people are interested, we might go ahead and go into trying to run some of these deeper strategies and let you kind of get a feel for what you are going for if you want to try and run one of those. But, well, thanks for joining. Hope you enjoyed that. I was about to say quick, but I guess it was really a 2-hour tutorial on the basics of how to play Slay the Spire, what a run looks like, day to day. You don't always make it to Act 3. There's a lot of RNG, but the beauty of, it's fun to tinker, it's fun to play around with the strategy, to see if you can make lemonade out of some lemons if you just are not getting great cards. Sometimes you stumble into some really fun strategies. But and it's never a waste of time. You learned, you gained some XP, you're building towards unlocking some new cards. So it's just a lot of fun, and hope you enjoyed. Thanks.